I hope you're ready for some of the bigger titles of the year. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on Game Ranks, 10 games you need to play in September 2018. Number 10 is V-Rally 4, a game that brings the series back. It debuted way back in the PlayStation era. The first time around, EA published it in the US and called it Need for Speed V-Rally, because rally racing actually wasn't that popular in the US at the time. And it had 2 sequels, the last of which happened in 2002. V-Rally was a game that appeared on a few platforms, including the machine that was too good for this earth, the Dreamcast, and it's been a while since I've even thought about these games. Let me just say that V-Rally 4's footage doesn't look like a throwback, but instead an incredibly good-looking rally game that, despite the fact we've actually seen some interest in these types of games recently, still isn't a crowded market. So honestly, I'm pretty excited for this. There needs to be more games like this. V-Rally 4 is coming to PS4 and Xbox One September 7th and PC on the 25th. Number 9 is Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age, which is one cool looking Dragon Quest, might I add. It's kind of a mix of a couple of different styles of art that manages not to look like a mix of a couple of different styles of art, and that's kind of how you can explain most of the game. Not necessarily by its graphics, but you get this huge world that you're able to explore and engage in traditional battles, which are fairly simple looking, but for me that's kind of a pro as opposed to a con. And if it plays the way it looks, which is a really great visual concoction of sort of new and old, cartoon and real, fantasy and anime, I have heard a little bit about it being maybe a little bit too traditional, and that it doesn't really advance the genre in any way in the way Octopath Traveler does, but I almost wonder if that really matters. Of course, we'll have to play it before we know, and on PC and PS4 we'll get the chance to pretty soon. Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age is coming on September 4th. Number 8 is Insurgency Sandstorm. The previous Insurgency was an indie game that ended up breaking out to be quite a hit. Sandstorm is a continuation of the concepts. It's a tactical FPS, focused mainly on close quarters type gameplay. It does have multiplayer. It is oriented more around objectives and co-op, but there is small scale head-to-head. And in either mode, single or multiplayer, a lot of it focuses around ammunition management and the kind of close quarters gameplay it brings to the table. It does look quite good, keeping in mind its indie roots, and it is coming to PC on September 18th. Probably going to be 2019 before we see it on consoles, but it looks like good stuff. Number 7 is NBA 2K19 20th Anniversary Edition. I remember way back when the NBA 2K franchise launched, and so do the developers, because they've made a specific version to celebrate 20 years of quote-unquote redefining what sports gaming can be. They call their game best in class in graphics and gameplay, and I'm inclined to agree. This is really a franchise that has taken its time, developed very well, and looks absolutely amazing at this point. Now, depending on your taste, there's a lot of modes for you to play with. I personally just like playing basketball games on basketball games, but for those who do like the campaigns, these sort of hero stories that you play through, they've got a relatively compelling looking one for this game. But again, I'm basically here because it is a great series. NBA 2K19 always implements good gameplay mechanical updates, and although usually they're iterative, at this point they've proven that they do a good job with it, at least in my opinion. NBA 2K19 20th Anniversary Edition is coming to PS4, PC, Xbox One, and Switch on September 7th. Number 6 is Valkyria Chronicles 4, which I'm just going to go ahead and say it's good they're back to the actual strategy-oriented gameplay of the mainline Valkyria Chronicles games. And they're apparently going for a much more quote-unquote real feeling with the characters. I don't know exactly what that means yet, but I mean, if they're paying any attention to like how to do characters at all, it means they've learned a lesson from Valkyria Revolution, so I'm looking forward to this. I'm really excited they've gone back to their strategy roots, and I'll be picking it up when it comes to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on September 25th. Number 5, NHL 19 is going to hit this month, and a lot has been done to the skating physics. This is the main thing I've seen anybody commenting on the games brought up. NHL isn't a series that has been, well, particularly innovative for quite a while, so any changes in it are kind of big. And they are adding this mode that's kind of a lifestyle multiplayer free-for-all mode. It may be really cool, but it may be really, well, I've seen the word lifestyle used to describe it a lot, and I'm not so sure how that fits in with a hockey video game, but we'll see. I'm just kind of more interested just to find how the skating has changed and see all of the updates to that. It does look amazing. NHL 19 is coming to PS4 and Xbox One September 14th. Number 4 is Life is Strange 2 Episode 1. If you know my opinion on Life is Strange, I have a fairly positive one. Life is Strange was really interesting. It was about apocalyptic phenomena, it was about traveling through time, and it was also about the teenage experience. And the setup is that something supernatural ends up killing a cop, and a pair of young brothers, one 9, one 16, end up on a bit of a road trip starting in Seattle. The first episode is, of course, called Seattle, and it's hitting on September 27th on Windows, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Number 3 is FIFA 19, which I just want to give you a heads up does have a demo hitting on the 13th. So if you're interested in checking out a lot of the changes for yourself, that is an option, and I will be taking them up on that. Now, apparently a lot of the aesthetic changes, specifically cinematics for teams, fans, and even when you transfer a player. On top of that, the licensing has been greatly expanded. There are new stadiums, there's 3 different playable characters for the journey, and it overall looks like a good addition and a good development for FIFA. FIFA 19 is coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One on the 28th. Again, demo coming the 13th. Check it out. Number 2 is Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which, let's just go ahead and say this, the new Tomb Raider reboot has gone well. Apparently they've done a lot with the theme of descent, sort of a metaphorical downturn, but also perhaps an embracing of the game in some of the maybe less savory ideas that it depends on. I don't know, it's sounding a little bit more brutal to me, which I like, and I've really enjoyed the rebooted Tomb Raider series so far, so I'm pretty much here no matter what. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One on September 14th. And finally, number 1 is Spider-Man. Of course it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man has been one of the coolest looking games since they've announced it. Just seeing all of the actually well done looking web slinging, but moreover, all of the combat we've seen leading up to it is just something that makes this game look special. Insomniac Games' experience with Sunset Overdrive definitely shows, and there's not a lot to say about this game that you can't just infer from the visuals or go back to the gameplay video that Jake did. There's a lot to look forward to, and I'm really looking forward to it. Spider-Man is coming to the PS4 on September 7th, and I'm there. I'm just totally sold on this game. Couple of bonus games for you, including Zone of the Enders, the second runner Mars, which is coming to PC, PS4, and PSVR. It is a remaster of the original title for the PlayStation 2, and that game was great. It's a giant robot fighting game, but not quite exactly that. It's tough to describe, but this is something that honestly should have been out a long time ago for some platform that's new, because it's a phenomenal game. It's hitting on September 4th. Check it out. NBA Live 19 is coming to PS4 and Xbox One. NBA Live is another long-running series that they've done iterative improvements to. I have some hopes for this one, but I will say it's probably more iterative in improvement. That's not so bad if you enjoy the series, and I think that people, of course, will on September 7th. Another one to look out for is Dragon Ball FighterZ, which is exactly what it sounds like. A phenomenal game that we've already played on other platforms is coming to the Switch on September 28th. And Boundless, a massively multiplayer, voxel-based MMO that in some ways is going to call up No Man's Sky in your head, but that's not the only thing it draws on. In early access, I think that rightfully people have made the comparison that there's a lot of Minecraft in the formula, and not just like base building like Minecraft stuff. The fact that it's an MMO kind of is what really works well, and the final version is coming to PC and PS4 on September 11th. What are you looking forward to most this month? Leave us a comment, let us know, and if you like this video, please click like. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week, and the best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription. As always, I thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter at Falcon the Hero. We'll see you next time, right here on GameRanks.